Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel that isn't sponsored by Bang, but it's definitely brought to you by Bang. It's been a while since you saw me last. I would say since I saw you last, but I can't see you on the other side of this camera. So it's probably been forever since I've seen you, for those of you who I've never actually met. Yay! So basically, a lot has happened. We've been in quarantine. I've gone quite a bit farther in my transition, which I've now been open about. Got a new job and all this stuff. So really, we're just kind of dive on in what has been going on in my life since this quarantine started. So since my last video, which was my birthday bash, which was so much fun, 3 days after the recording of that video, I got coronavirus. So that super sucked. Oh my gosh. My symptoms were like on the mild side, as in like I didn't need to go to the hospital, I didn't need a ventilator, it didn't transition into pneumonia or anything like that, but oh my gosh, it was awful. It was one of the worst experiences of my entire life. Like, just the fever and the aching and things like that, like that's your normal like flu stuff, but just the exhaustion, the coughing just was so severe and so consistent and constant. Like, for days after I didn't have any symptoms, I was still speaking with a really raspy voice because it just had done so much damage to my throat. I felt like I was breathing through a straw most of the time. Like, this thing was awful. I would not wish this on my worst enemy. It's such a terrible sickness to have. It sucked. But as you can see, I am healed, good to go. I'm no longer contagious or sick or showing symptoms or anything like that. I've been over it for over a month now, actually. So, that's kind of behind me now. And thank God I did not spread it to anybody else, because I was like around people constantly before I started showing symptoms, because I didn't know that I had it. And for those that are wondering, I very likely got it from somebody when I went to the VA center and I was touching the touchscreen check-in system. I probably got it from that, because I didn't really touch anything, I didn't really sit near anybody, but it was it's super contagious, so it's really easy to get. And there's a lot of people there that, well, they get sick, they're still going to keep doing what they got to do, because if their VA appointments that are hard to schedule, they're not going to miss it, they're not feeling well. So, and I went there multiple times, and then there ended up being 2 people that had tested positive, so they were calling people like, hey, we had 2 people test positive for coronavirus. According to our, appointment schedules, you were there at the same time that they were having me showing symptoms. And I was like, yeah, here's the thing, I have. So they had me go down and get tested, and I did, and so getting tested for the coronavirus was not what I expected it to be. I thought they were going to take like a blood test or like swab the inside of my mouth or whatever. No, there was a swab involved, but it definitely wasn't like the inside of my mouth. They take this big old swab. It's like 8 inches long, and the nurse just grabs the back of my head and just right up my nose. It was like she was probing my brain. I got a brainal probe, okay? It was awful. And then when it came out, it was like worse and like way different. Like, sometimes it's a little satisfying to jam your finger up there and like dig out a good booger. Don't judge me. Everyone does it when no one's looking, okay? This, no, it went so far up. They somehow, you're at an upward angle, but it's going like down your nose and up your nose at the same time. I thought I was about to get mummified, like when they do the hook up there and they pull the pharaoh's brain out. That's what I thought I was about to experience. Like, that little swab went from being a swab to like a 2x4 wrapped in t-shirts with barbed wire on it, like drenched in kerosene. Like, this thing was awful. Oh, man. I never want to go through that again. That was just, ugh. But yeah, so that was a really fun experience. That was basically, you know, second half of my March. So, as you can see, I'm wearing makeup again and looking pretty darn good, if I do say so myself. Hair is still continuing to get nice and long. So I have become just fully open about my transition instead of just leadership in my church knowing I posted it. Everybody is now aware, and that has come at a cost, so to speak. Like, obviously it has its benefits, because now it's like I'm just me. I just get to be me. I'm not hiding this anymore from anybody. I don't have this annoying anxiety of like, okay, I'm transitioning, but I don't get to like not show it, so I'm still not getting to be who I really am. Like, I am 100% me, out, open, going by Melanie, you know, dressing in normal clothes instead of men's clothes and things like that, and that's really nice. But unfortunately, the cost that has come with that is there are certain people in my life that have left my life. People that I cared about have either reached out to me and they're like, hey, listen, you know, I love you, I'm here for you, I'm praying for you, but I cannot be a part of this. I can't support you. I can't, you know, go on this journey with you, but I'll pray for you. And, you know, they've disconnected themselves from me. Some people have just done it silently. They just saw it and they're like, oh, I don't want anything to do with that. And they, whoop. And even some of my closest friends just aren't speaking terms with me anymore. And it's really unfortunate and it really sucks. And now that more people know about it, I am no longer able to be in the internship at my church. I'm not allowed to be on their dream team, so I don't get to serve or volunteer or anything like that. And it sucks because like I loved doing that and I committed so much of my heart and my time to doing that, and it crushes me that I can't do it anymore. But I knew that this would happen. I knew this was going to be a crossroads that I would have to you know, realize it was something that was going to happen. It was an inevitable part of my journey, and as much as it sucks, like, it is what it is, and that's okay, because as much as they have made it clear that I can't serve or be in the internship volunteer, they are still putting in a lot of effort and a lot of time into continuing to connect with me, continue to show me that I'm loved, continue to be there and support me, even though I'm not integrated in the church anymore. I'm just a member of the congregation. I'm not like a part of how it's run. And that's fine. That's okay, because I still see the heart and I still see the love, and I completely understand where they're coming from. And I know there might be some people that watch this that disagree and want to throw some hate at the church, and I would encourage you not to do that, because again, what they're doing, it isn't out of spite, it isn't out of hate. You know, as Christians, we have our beliefs, and there are just certain things that as a church that they can't come into agreement with, and that's fine. It is what it is, because at the end of the day, they're still treating me with love, they're still treating me with respect. They're not casting me out, they're not, you know, shunning me or treating me like I'm some kind of pariah. Like, they're still treating me with love, but they just realize that there's certain things that the congregation as a whole is not going to accept, and that's okay. And, you know, they're, like I said, they're still there for me. They still love me, and I still love them. I still love my church, and I'm still going to continue to be a part of it as much as I'm allowed to. So don't get upset at them. They are an amazing group of people, and I wouldn't go to a different church for anything, because I just love them so much. Even if they gave me a ministry opportunity, allowed me to serve and volunteer, the heart that is in this church that they've shown me and the resources that they've provided me with out of their own pocket to help me through this transition process, not helping me transition to the emotional and spiritual and things like that, like to help me make sure, like to help me go through the hurt and the damage and the trauma that I've experienced in my life, so that whatever choice I decide to make through parenting, things like that, if I transition, if I don't transition, whatever, they're going to love me either way. They just want to help me in the process to figure out what is the right thing for me, what is God's calling for me, and things like that. And I appreciate that so much. Like, I cannot, there's some details that I can't go into, but like, they really are a phenomenal church and a phenomenal group of leaders, and I love them. I do. They are my family, and they continue to treat me like I'm their family. But through all that, there has been pain, and there has been some depression and loneliness in that small moment of feeling like I was abandoned, but realizing it's not really the case. And I've been able to kind of overcome that with going through maintaining my faith, connecting with the Lord still, and staying in touch with friends through this quarantine time, and still maintaining going to my therapy, which has been phenomenal. My therapist is so great. The amount of progress that I've seen in the couple of months that I've been seeing her has been just life-changing. I am starting to recognize so many things that I've done, so many things that have happened to me, things like thought processes that I've had that have just not been healthy, relationships that have been toxic, have affected me in certain ways that were just not good, and being able to go through that and process it in a healthy way with somebody who knows what they're doing and somebody who I feel actually cares about me and is there to help me through it has been great. It's been very emotionally taxing and sometimes very, very tired, exhausting, and painful, but I'm continuing to press through with 100% effort. I'm all in, and the results I've been seeing have been so good. I'm so much healthier mentally and emotionally than I was before, and I absolutely love that. So, really it's kind of been like the largest part of what's going on in my life as I start to kind of navigate back into society of like, this is me as a woman transitioning and continue to be a part of it. And I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing that most of society has kind of been frozen in this quarantine bubble. So I haven't really been able to integrate into it the way that I thought. It's basically just been going to work, which has been fine. I've been working at Target now for the past month, roughly, and they're super respectful. I like what I do there. I enjoy it. It's got just enough like physical activity to keep me like feeling good, and it's just busy enough that I have constantly things to do, but I never feel overwhelmed. And the people there are really nice. They're respectful of my pronouns. They're just super sweet. There's a really cute guy there. His name's Adrian. He's super smart and sweet, and he's just like, he's a beautiful person. Oh my gosh, he makes my heart just like. Anyways, like, I've been seeing her, been seeing my work for a while, and like finally, like I got the courage to be like, hey, you know what? I'm gonna go like past this funny, like awkwardly staring at him, kind of like saying hi while we're at work and stuff. Like, I'm actually gonna go and talk to him, and like give him my number and like see if he wants to get coffee or lunch. And I'm happy to say that our relationship has gone from me awkwardly staring at him while he ignores me to me talking to him while he ignores me. So we're pretty much married at this point. It's really great. Now, I don't know. I understand that getting in the dating scene, it's going to be a challenge and things like that. Like, I know that as a trans woman, which I know is weird to say because everybody knows that the group that is the easiest time dating is transgender women. No. But I do believe that there is somebody out there, man or woman, that I will love, and they will love me, and they will treat me with respect, and they will give me all the needs that I have met, and I to them. And I'm going to patiently wait for that. I'm not going to get caught up in seeking that out, as lonely as I tend to get sometimes. I think everybody gets that, and I don't want to put myself in a position where I'm going to settle for less than I deserve. Just because I find somebody that's like, they're kind of okay with me being trans, and I'm just desperate to have somebody. Like, I'm not going to do that. I want somebody that I truly love, that truly loves me, and they show it. And I'm not going to settle for anything less. So, as of filming this, there is news that within the next couple of weeks, everything is going to be continuing to open back up. So, hopefully, I'll be able to do more than just say, hey, this is what's going on in my life. I'm still alive. What's up? Look at how big my boobs have gotten. Inappropriate joke. I'll be able to actually go back to videos where I do things. So stay tuned for that. I've got a few fun ideas of things that I want to do, what I want to make videos of. As much as I would have loved to do, like, this is what I'm doing at home during quarantine, I wasn't doing anything fun, okay? I was playing, Call of Duty and World of Warcraft and Spellbreak and stuff like that. I was playing video games, watching Netflix, and sleeping and getting fat. So, I mean, if you want to see a video about that, I could just do a, like, Rocky-style montage of me doing all those things for a day and throw it on YouTube. So, honestly, it wasn't that interesting. I didn't bake any banana bread like a bunch of people have done. I don't know what the deal is with that. I didn't really go on any hikes or anything like that. Kind of regret not doing that, but it is what it is. So, that's pretty much where I'm at. That's my little 15-ish minute update. I hope you guys are all excited for things to start opening back up again. I know that there's an inherent risk to things opening up again that some people disagree with. Personally, I think things should stay closed, but the reality is if things open back up, I'm definitely going to be contributing a lot of my time and money into those businesses, not because it's like, oh, I want to go out and I want to see people. The reality is, right now, those people that aren't working aren't in a detriment, like those restaurants and stuff aren't necessarily a financial issue. They can get government assistance because their restaurants aren't able to function and they're not able to be open. But if the government says, hey, things can be open, but people don't go, or their workers don't go, even though they're now able to, their workers have to file for unemployment, or they have to just not get paid because they don't get any government assistance because they're technically allowed to work. They have to quit, and then the employer has to give them unemployment, and that's going to hurt them. So it's kind of like a double-edged sword where nobody's going to win in this situation. So I'm at least going to try to do my part to get these local businesses some business, because I know that a lot of them, they're going to be teetering on, you know, the brink of disaster, and I kind of want to do my part to help that. So, but that's basically where I'm at, what I'm doing, and things that are going on. So I'm going to peace out. I'll play some more Spellbreak, which, if you guys haven't heard of it, it's a super fun battle royale game. It's made from Epic. It's in closed beta right now, but it's really easy to get into. It's on PS4 and PC. It's a battle royale game, but instead of like guns and things like that, it's all spells and magic. And it's so much fun because you can choose different spells. There's 6 different spell classes, and you can have 2 spell classes at a time, and you can mix spells, and they do different, like, they all have different combinations. Like if you use fire and you use wind, it'll make like a fire tornado. So if you do like groups, duos, or groups, you can combo your spells together to create really cool things. The team fights are so much fun. It's honestly one of the best parts of the entire game. It is just phenomenal because you are able to jump really high and kind of float a little bit. So there's so many different, like, degrees and dynamics that you have to get involved in when fighting. You're kind of all over the place. It's really intense. You're really high tempo. It's a lot of fun. It's honestly the most fun battle royale game that I've played because it's just so different, and it's really cool. So I recommend checking it out. I'm not sponsored by them either. I just want more people to play the game because I don't want it to tank, because I've been enjoying it a lot. Anyways, that's it. That's my video. That's where I'm at. Love you guys. Thanks for watching. Bye.